we 5x5? Are we good to go? Are we feeling good? Let's go. It's good to see everybody. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Trying to throw some stuff together. Still having some trouble on YouTube. This will be fixed tomorrow. I still can't chat. I can't chat on there with YouTube. Dang it. But we'll be able to get back to it. Hope you're doing good. I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Get my phone out of my pocket. It's digging into my hip. Your gun is digging into my hip. Remember that? Ace Ventura? Yeah. Woo! Afternoon. Who else is having afternoon dinner tonight? LOL. I had 2 dinners last night. It was great. Hope you guys are having a fantastic time. Let me fix this just real quick. Yes. Beautiful. Just checking in to say hello, Tom. I'm so happy to see you still in the fight. Never doubted it. It's just good to see and hear your voice. Have a great broadcast, John. Thank you, John. Appreciate that, brother. Guys, I want to say this really quick. Boom. Listen, if you want to buy merch, guess what? We got a Black Friday sale. You can get the trucker hat. You can get the collared shirt. You can get the hoodie. You can get the t-shirts. You can get the crew neck. You can get the zip-up hoodie, all made in America. And if you want to, guess what? This is all you have to do. Oh, my God. Is this not going to work? That way. It's open. Come on, baby. Here you go. There we go. If you want to hit that, you could just put in, use code BLACK15, BLACK15, 15% off store-wide. Use code BLACK15, 20% off. Orders over $100 or more, you can get 20% off. That's huge. Use BLACK20, 15% off, BLACK15 on all merch, and 20% off orders of $100 or more. Use code BLACK20. This is through, I believe, Monday, Cyber Monday, 12/2. This is when the sale ends, 12/2. So, again, if you guys want to grab that merch, you can get huge discounts for sure. So, make sure that you do it. That would be great. Again, you can get all this right here. Bada boom, bada bang. 15% off, 20% off. Black15. Just go to Rise Attire. This is for patriots and anons who want to represent and support a free speech podcast. Please do that. As you can see, Black Friday sale is here. Use code BLACK15 for 15% off store-wide and BLACK20 for 20% off orders $100 or more. The sale ends Monday at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. Grab that merch. Do it. Rise Attire is great. Let me go ahead and drop that into the chat. BLACK15, BLACK20. Hit it up. Go ahead and do it. Oof. So I hope you guys had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Mine was okay. Sideswipe, what's up from the UK? Good to see you. Good to see everybody out there. You want to help out again when it comes to the show? You can definitely do it. You could do it by doing gold pills over on pilled.net, or you can hit the Cash App. Hit it up. I'm kind of discombobulated because I've been doing Christmas decorations, bringing all this stuff down from the attic, so I've just been rushing. Love to see a distressed thrash TRU REPORTing trucker cap, black structured cap, red lettering, highly distressed, cool as F. Thank you, Dr. Anon. Yeah, grab that, man. Grab it. Throw that boy on backwards. Guess what? I got a big fat head. You can put it on. It's like deep. It's good, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. High. We're talking handmade quality shit here, folks. Yes. Let's go ahead and get into the news. Folks, help out with Gold Pills. If we can get 3 ships, I'll give away a hat. How about that? I will give away a hat. BK6555. Happy Thanksgiving holiday, Thomas, and everyone else. Thank you, BK. Appreciate that. Any white hats? Any white hats there? No. Man, black looks so cool though. I wish, you know what I wish there was? I wish there was a camouflage. Man, I tried to get a cool America First camouflage hat. But it was with Ethereum, and I don't have Ethereum. I can't get it. I was like, dang it. You could tell it was a nice hat. For sure. We'll start off with this. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it, but we can go ahead and get into it right here, right now. Breaking, President Trump just canceled all Biden's auto pen executive order perjury charges. Wow, wow, wow. Any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the auto pen, which was approximately 92% of them, is hereby terminated in no further force or effect. This is crazy. President Trump woke up today and chose violence, ... and I'm glad to see it. Not actual violence, but pedal to the metal change in the United States of America. No holds barred, and the gloves are off. That is the title of today's show, by the way. A lot has to change. All restraints are off. It's simply go time. First was this. Tim Walz was that word. Can't say it on YouTube, but it's true. And now comes immediate cancellation of all Biden's executive orders. Didn't we talk about this last week? I think we did. And it's taking place. We need to get a one of these in there. Cancel them. Oh, yeah. Cancel them. For sure. So again, as you guys can see, any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the auto pen, which was approximately 92% of them, which is crazy. I mean, that is nuts, is hereby terminated in no further force or effect. The auto pen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given by the President of the United States. What are you saying there? That he wasn't? Interesting. Interesting, folks. I guess they ate last year's auto pen pardon turkey. Yes. Big Daddy's pissed. Yes, he is. The radical left lunatics circling Biden around the beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office took the presidency away from him. I hereby canceling all executive orders and anything else, wow, not directly signed by crooked Joe Biden because of the people who operated the auto pen did so illegally. Joe Biden was not involved in the auto pen process, and if he says he was, he will be brought up on charges of perjury. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Folks, this is maybe one of the biggest statements ever presented. Is this say, again, going back to what we've been talking about for weeks and weeks, does this mean that all of it was null and void? Again, we can go back to 92%. 92%. Null and void. It's almost like it was all fake, right? It's almost like that, which is crazy, guys. Crazy, crazy stuff. What are you going to do? You're going to watch this unfold. Now, let's just pray that it unfolds. I don't know how this gets done. Maybe this doesn't have to go through the Senate. Maybe this doesn't have to go through Congress at all. Maybe this can just be done by the president, the chief of this country. That this maybe is done that way. But we want the gloves off. We want the gloves off for many things. And here's another thing that is taking place right now. As we can see, From General Flynn, the loser-in-chief Zelensky, along with his corrupt inner circle, all need to be arrested. A legitimate investigation needs to be done over the years of waste, fraud, and abuse, and the tens of billions of dollars stolen must be recovered and used to help the military families who lost loved ones in this completely useless war started by totally corrupt globalists. Again, what do you do with that? The wars that were given, the money that was handed over, does that all come back? Tens of billions? Let's try hundreds of billions, General Flynn. America now needs to find ways to achieve peace. Yes, through strength, but peace. No more over there. And for those foreign leaders or individuals who want to take a shot at America while we get our own house in order, just try us. While we have a president who is working his rear end off trying to make America great again and fix a completely broken and corrupt government, the American people are still filled with the spirit that comes from our original founding. Even though there remains an apathy in our country today. A reminder, when we defeated the British Empire back then, not everyone fought in that conflict, but we will still win. If our President of the United States requires Americans to stand up again for the glory of God and country, we will, mark my words, President Trump, fight, fight, fight. Trusty Turner, thank you so much for the cookie. Please let Joe be the first indictment. Woo! Dave MC with the cookie. Thank you so much. Just think, there could be many dim bills invalidated. We've been talking about that, BK655. It's crazy. You can go into Supreme Court justice appointees. You can go into executive orders. You can go into money sent to foreign, countries. Foreign adversaries is a better word. A lot happening there. No joke. No joke at all. Who knows what takes place with that? Right? Who knows? Nuts. President Trump announces full suspension of the third world immigration, implements policy of reverse immigration, which is out there as well. Where did that come from? Oh, yeah, I talked about it on Wednesday. Stoking the fire. Trump noted that the U.S. admitted large numbers of evacuees unvetted and unchecked under Biden. As you can see here, President Donald Trump on Thursday night, last night, said he would seek to permanently pause immigration from third world countries, using a Thanksgiving message on Truth Social to slam the Biden administration botched Afghanistan airlift. The president said he would bring in new policies of reverse migration. I love the gloves off Trump. I love mean Trump. I love it. Right here, a very happy Thanksgiving salutation to all of our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided. You can hear the sarcasm. Disrupted and carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with certain other foolish countries throughout the world for being politically correct, PC, and just plain stupid when it comes to immigration. The official United States foreign population stands at 53 million people as the census, most of which are on welfare from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, and drug cartels. They and their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens, taxpayers, because of their beautiful hearts. They do not want to openly complain or cause trouble in any way, shape, or form. So true. But we're getting to that point, that breaking point. They put up with what has happened to our country, but it's been eating them alive to do so. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card is roughly getting $50,000 in yearly benefits from their family. The real migrant population is much higher. This refugee, oh my God. Come on, folks. Again, I hate computers. Let me go back. Really quick. Where did that go? Computer's acting funky up on this. This is crazy. This refugee burden is the leading cause of social dysfunction in America, which is not good. Something that did not exist after World War II. Failed schools, high crime, urban decay, overcrowded hospitals, housing shortages, and large deficits, etc. As an example, hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over once a great state of Minnesota. So true. Somalian gangs are removing the streets looking for prey as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope that they will be left alone. This seriously, you know what, Governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, is nothing. Either through fear, incompetence, or both. While the worst Congresswoman in our country, Ilhan Omar, always wrapped in her swaddling hijab, and who probably came in the USA illegally. Wow, there too. In that, you are not allowed to marry your brother. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I love this. Why isn't he on X? Why is he on Stupid Truth Social? He needs to be on X. Even though I got banned off of it and they want to know where you're living, I understand it, but X stinks. It does nothing but hatefully complain about our country, its constitution, and how badly she is treated, when her place of origin is a decadent, a backward, and crime-ridden nation, which is essentially not even a country for lack of government, military, police, schools, etc. Oh, man, he's going crazy. Even as we have progressed technologically, immigration policy has eroded those gains and living conditions for many. So true. I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the United States system to fully recover. Terminate all the millions of Biden illegal admissions. Think about that. Illegal admissions, including those signed by Sleepy Joe Biden's auto pen. And remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States or is incapable of loving our country. In all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens of our country, denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility, and deport any foreign national who is a public charge, security risk, or non-compatible with the Western civilization. This took place yesterday. He put it out today. And why do you think that happened? Because that young woman, 20 years old, of the National Guard was slaughtered on the streets on 17th Avenue, right there, a block and a half from the White House. These goals will be pursued with the aim of achieving a major reduction of illegal and disruptive population, including those admitted through an unauthorized and illegal auto pen approval process. He's going hard, folks. Only reverse migration can fully cure the situation. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all, except those that hate, steal, murder, and destroy everything that America stands for. You won't be here for long. Goodbye. So long. Sayonara. Wow. I like Mean Trump. I like it. What do you guys think about that? Cool Pepe 589. I do love Jesus. Jesus is my savior. What about you, Cool Pepe? You acting like you're too cool for school. Don't be that way, young nigga. Let's go ahead and get into this. Stoking fear is treasonous, and it certainly is. Let's go ahead and get into it.
The lunacy of some of those statements that you just ran there. And of course, Alyssa Slotkin is supposedly one of the Democrat Party's saner members, supposedly, who's not a left-wing ideologue, supposedly. That's what how they portray her. But she says things like that, and I can't think of anything worse that anybody could possibly have said about these National Guardsmen and women who are literally, when you look at the murder rate in Washington, D.C., down double digits over the period of time that they have been deployed. Every single man and woman working for the National Guard who was walking on the streets on Wednesday, this morning, walking the streets tomorrow, they have risked their lives to save the lives of residents of Washington, D.C. And for Democrats to try to turn that into something else, I think says a lot about them.
And Charlie, you hit the nail on the head. The numbers don't lie. The proof is in these numbers as to the job that the National Guard is doing. You mentioned homicide. Homicide down 60%, total crime down 30%, robbery down 49%, burglary 39%, motor vehicle theft down 54%. We had Pam Bondi.
And that's all fine and dandy. Total crime, homicide, robbery, burglary, motor vehicle theft, all of this is down 30%, 60%, 50%, 40%, 55%. A young woman and man were killed yesterday. The day before Thanksgiving, 2 days ago, right before Thanksgiving. Does any of this, do I even give a shit about this? I guess. I mean, maybe. Who knows? That still happened. You had a guy who lived screaming Allah Akbar and killed two people, a 20-year-old woman, a daughter. She wasn't even old enough to be out of college. Gone. Does anyone care? I mean, yeah, I guess it's down. And I understand that Pete Hegseth, the Department of War, was adding 500 more National Guardsmen. But is anything changing? They're already in here. They're already here. Ready to do way worse things than what we saw. And he survived. Way worse things are still out there.
On yesterday, and her words calling out this rhetoric, very powerful. Listen.
What these lawmakers are doing, what some of these news anchors on other networks are doing, what their guests are saying is disgusting. It's actually sad what our country has come to with these progressive left idiots who are doing this and saying this about our heroes who are keeping them safe. And some of the people, let me continue, who are saying this, they have security details to keep them safe. It's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, I look at those numbers, Charlie, and I say, yes, if anybody's being terrorized on the streets of Washington, D.C. right now, it is the criminals who are now scared to do her job. And to Pam Bondi's point, if you are living in your ivory tower and you have security, yes, you have the freedom to have that liberal view of like, we shouldn't have cops, we shouldn't have the National Guard, Charlie.
Right. Yeah, and, you know, we can have this ivory tower debate about whether or not these National Guard troops should be on the streets or not. In American cities, at a time when we're not at war. But that's a separate question from the fact that those troops on the streets have saved the lives of dozens and dozens of people in each of these cities where they have been deployed. And so the idea that you're going to then turn around and vilify them as some sort of stormtroopers who are going to open fire on citizens, are you freaking kidding me? Yeah. These people have lost their minds. And this is Alyssa Slotkin saying this, who's supposedly one of the saner members of their party.
It's unbelievable, to be honest. Unbelievable. Jack Attack, thank you for the cookie. Trusty Turnip with the cookie. Please let Joe be the first indictment. Yes, Dave MC with the cookie as well. Thank you so much. We're still waiting on that monetization from YouTube so you guys can send in super chats. Remember those good old days? My goodness. I do. Let's get into it. Stoking the Fear, Part 2. I called it.
It outrages me. And, there's a part of me that thinks that the left is disappointed that the National Guard didn't shoot someone. But the truth is that this left-wing progressive nonsense is nothing more than fueling the flame of division in this country.
Facts.
People should
Treason.
be grateful that the President of the United States has taken crime so seriously in this country that he is bringing in our law enforcement partners so that we can protect the innocent citizens. Look, I am the United States Attorney in the District of Columbia. We had the 4th highest homicide rate in the nation 2 years ago.
Good to see you, Tracy.
And the president made the decision to protect the people of the district. Now homicides are down 60%. Robberies are down 50%. Carjackings are down 74%. And the left wants to complain about it. They should thank God that President Trump is the president, that he cares enough about the people of this country to fight the criminals and protect the innocent people. And let me say one more thing, and it's not about this case. It's about vetting in general. The nonsense that the left gave us with this Operation Welcome Allies. Look, there was no vetting. If you think there was vetting, I have a bridge to sell you. If you saw the chaos that was going on at that airport in Kabul, in Afghanistan, it was typical of what was going on in the Biden administration. And the Pentagon, I believe it was Kirby and people in the Biden administration said the Afghan withdrawal that we all know was disastrous was a success. And that's a quote. They called that a success. That chaos is not a success. That is a nightmare. And 13 American servicemen and women were killed at that airport because the Biden administration couldn't get their facts together and couldn't make a decision regarding the rules of engagement to take down a known suicide bomber. So let's stop namby-pambing around with this, oh, he was vetted. There was no vetted. The welcome mat was thrown down. They even admitted that they short-circuited the vetting. What they did was they brought in 90,000 people into this country that were not vetted.
Facts.
They told us all the other immigrants were vetted. What do? Call the FBI in Afghanistan and say, gee, do you have anything on this guy? Did we call Venezuela and say, gee, how about your criminal justice system? What can you tell me about this guy? It's like the 10, 20 million illegals who've been let into this country. We don't know who they are until we suffer the consequences that we have seen in Washington. And I was on that scene, and it is a very sad place. And Sarah Beckstrom and her family did not deserve this. They should have been protected, which is the first order of government. And the left ought to stop their nonsense and recognize that they are not speaking for the American people. They are speaking about ideology and politics. Donald Trump, the president, the attorney general, and myself were interested in the facts, in the prosecution.
I totally agree with you. Going back to the chat over here on YouTube for sure. And everybody else, Judge Jeanine and Pam Bondi should switch jobs. Judge Jeanine should put the criminals in prison by now. She would. It seems as though that she would, but you got to put yourself in that position, and we don't even know anything about that position. So again, what do you do? Like, I mean, you're just kind of it's hypothetical at this point. If the roles were switched, you would think that would be a thing. But once you get into that, you get into that attorney general position, who knows who's looking over you? Who knows what threats you receive, what eyes are on you? You have no idea. Our government is completely corrupt. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Tracy, great points. Good to see you again as well. I stay subscribed all these years. Thank you, Tracy. God bless you. Thank you. Let's continue on with this. She's making points. This is all treasonous.
Making people accountable, and rest assured, we will.
Madam Attorney, you bring up the vetting process, and we're learning more about this alleged suspect that apparently got this vetting before he partnered with the U.S. in these CIA elite counterterrorism things. It's unclear that there was any vetting after he came here. And I know you can't get into specifics of the investigation, but have we learned any more about what appears to be a likely motive?
That's not something that I'm going to get into right now. That's certainly something that we are examining. It's a fluid situation, as you well know. There are a great deal of people working, as I said, around the clock, trying to put together exactly what was going on. But let me bring you back to the scene of the crime. What happened at that crime is unmistakable. It is a premeditated murder. There was an ambush with a gun toward people who didn't know it was coming. And that is the homicide, and that is the murder that we're looking at right now. You can go into all the other stuff, but as a prosecutor, my job is to prove what happened at that scene. And make no mistake, we will do that.
I'm really glad you touched upon premeditation, because earlier in our show this morning, Emily raised a really good point. And she said the following: this is Thanksgiving week. You are a father. The alleged killer is a father of 5 people. He has a wife. They live in a tiny apartment in Washington state. You would think that leaving on a cross-country trip would set off a myriad of red flags. And so when you reference premeditation, yes, that applies to the alleged killer himself. But what about potentially others who may have some knowledge about the premeditated plan? Can you tell us anything about the investigation with regard to any potential others that could be, let's say, involved in a conspiracy?
Oh.
I'm not going to comment on that. You know that I can't. But there will be no stone unturned in this case. We will know everything about what happened. We have pretty much every agency, every investigative agency in this country involved right now around the clock. The intent and the determination of the men and women that I was working with and I spent the night with around the clock in Washington is very clear. We will know everything we need to know. It's not time to share that. When the time comes, we will share it.
Well, we appreciate, Madam Attorney, you coming on and giving us so much of your time. Just very quickly before we let you go, have you gotten any update on the other guardsman, Andrew Wolf, now still fighting for his life?
They're dead.
I'm glad you brought him up. The other guardsman, of course, we still have hope. He's still in critical condition. We are doing everything we can to assist his family and to make sure that they have everything they need during this difficult time for them. We are all praying for Andrew Wolf, again,
it looks
a
like Shane Gillis.
24-year-old taken by total surprise by an individual.
24 years old and 20 years old. Bean 269, you're absolutely right. Yelling, Allah Akbar. Yep. What are you going to do? Menthol, you better do a real donation. I don't want none of this bullshit sombrero shit. It was funny. I'll give it to you. But do a real donation before I kick you off the stream. I'm just messing with you. I'm just meant to do a real donation. Don't be lighting the loafers over here with your menthol. I am broke, so I Gibbs memes. It was all right. You tricked me, which was good. I liked it. I like it. It was all right. Somebody give him a sub. That was good. 1 month sub. I do OnlyFans. You can watch that. We need Eric with a K63. We need a federal emergency. That way states have no say. Bring in the troops. Yeah, I agree. Wholeheartedly. I got more. Stoke the fear. Again.
the entire vetting process in general of what occurred back in 2021. I myself was at the FBI. I can tell you firsthand that the Biden administration dropped the ball. First of all, this catastrophic withdrawal from Afghanistan never should have occurred. But then they turned to the FBI and said, look, we need FBI agents and analysts to volunteer to go over to these foreign countries. I know several agents myself that I've been in contact with who are very good friends of mine. They went to Doha and Qatar, and they can tell me, and I will tell you firsthand, a direct quote, I worked that mission. Those people weren't vetted, period. Those are people that were on the ground level working the investigation, vetting these individuals. They were seeing red flags. The DOD contractors were partnered up with FBI agents. Right. They were sounding the alarm on potential threats, and they were being ignored. And the Biden administration and the State Department were saying,
Yep. No, I don't have a OnlyFans. That is an extortion site. I've never been on OnlyFans. I will never go on OnlyFans. Trusty Turnip. I would never do that. What are you, nuts? What are you, crazy? No, I love you. Let's see what the press has to say. So we've been listening to Fox News, blah, 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 blah. Boomer, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's listen to this. Let's see. I know you were kidding, just Trusty Turnip. I know you're kidding. Does anybody have any gold pills? Does anybody have anything like that? Let's go. Stay after Thanksgiving. I broke my back today, bringing down Christmas ornaments and garland and all this stuff from the attic. My back feels like I'm been deadlifting 400 pounds. I feel like I actually went through the Home Alone movies. My back hurts so bad right now. Let's go ahead and get into, did we go through this? Yeah, I mean, the suspension, it's got to happen. So we could talk about this for just a second. So, like, the suspension of a third world immigration implements policy of reverse migration. This has to happen. But I feel like it's too late. You could bring in as many National Guard as you want, and then National Guard get murdered. Guardsmen get murdered. Right? She can't comment when it comes to the judge. She can't comment because it's too obvious why Sarah was killed. I understand that. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. Is it too late for reverse migration? 40 million? We're supposed to see 3 million that were taken out maybe by the end of the year? What? It's nothing. Hurry up. Get it done. Do it. Are we outnumbered? What is this? A permanent pause on immigration. Don't let him in. Don't let him in. People pay to look. Yeah, they do. Casey with the ship. 2 more ships. Can we get 2 more ships? Prayers up for all National Guard. It's going to get worse. You're going to be hearing a lot of this. Where is it at, Thomas? You got to be quicker with these things.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
Disgusting. Lucy Rose Petal. Thank you for the can. Who knows? Crazy. Crazy stuff. I think it's too late. You gotta dial it up a notch. Actually, a lot. Put this bitch on high. We were about at a 3 or a 4. Nobody, some of amount of people were being deported. Take the oven, take it from about a 3 or 4, put that on high. Put it on high on the stove. Take the stove, take it to high, and we'll go from there. We're done. Get it done. Yeah, Juliet's thoughts, President Corpse. I love that. Please continue to say that so that I can remember it. And his auto pin has our nation in a complete cluster fuck. I agree. Disgusting. Hey, you know what? And guess who that guy was tied to? The shooter? Straight to the CIA. Take a listen. Time to shut it down. Time to shut this boy down.
Look, I was in the CIA for almost 24 years. I did a lot of things for them. I understand this business very well. The agency has been defeated completely in the last 20 years. We're only looking.
The agency, a three-letter agency, has been completely decimated. Sold out. To who? We don't know. Will we ever know? Probably not. But that guy that killed a 24-year-old and a 20-year-old, you know what he was yelling? You just heard it? Guess what? He was part of Afghanistan. He was trained by the CIA, and he did that. How is that even possible? Well, it's all over the place. Guess what? There's probably 10,000 more of them. Doesn't that make you feel comfortable? Man, thought go easy on the memes. I get the memes. Unpilled. I'm just letting you know. Broken system. Broken agencies. But Kash Patel is going to get to the bottom of this. Okay, sure. I hope he does. I don't mean to mock him, but hasn't done shit yet. So I know nothing about Thomas Crooks. I know nothing about the Coventry shooting. I know nothing about anything. I know nothing about Epstein. Release the files. Now we're not going to do that. We can't do that. There's no possible way that we're going to do that. All right. Yeah. Sure. Broken agencies.
I understand this business very well. The agency has been defeated completely in the last 20 years. We're only looking at Western Hemisphere. From the optic of Western Hemisphere, we were defeated. Who knows what the Russians have cheesed against us in Eastern Europe?
It's not the Russians. Shut up. This guy's probably a hack. What is he even? The Russians? That's what I'm worried about? The Russians? Shut up. But the Western Hemisphere and their three-letter agencies have been dismantled. One more time.
The Russians have cheesed against us hemisphere. From the last 20 years, we're only looking at Western Hemisphere. From the optic of Western Hemisphere, we were defeated. Who knows what the Russians have cheesed against us in Eastern Europe and what the Chinese have done there. I'm of the opinion now that the CIA needs to be closed. We need to create an OSS-style organization, Office of Strategic Services during World War II. And on the side of it, we should create a counterintelligence organization like MI5 that only does CI.
That's where we really
have been penetrated so badly because all of you in the national security apparatus have failed on counterintelligence so horribly that our enemies have taken over the direction of our foreign policy.
Yeah. But I agree with you as well, BK. No, stop creating more agencies. I agree. What good are they? They do no good. Zero good. Jerry, zero. Dude, please lower the volume on the videos. Thank you. Lower your volume. I appreciate it, Mr. Swag, sir. The videos are the volume of the videos. Just turn it down if it's too loud and then turn it back up. I have no control over the volume of the videos. It's how they are recorded. They're not all loud. Some of them are too low. Yeah, your voice volume and video volumes are miles apart. I get it. Guess what? You know, I'm using a $500 microphone, and I don't know what they're using to record, but hey, it is what it is. all three-letter agencies. It's illegal for the clowns to operate in the United States. I agree. BK, thank you. Thank you, Thomas, for your hard work. I appreciate it. Hey, we grind. We're grinding. It's the day after Thanksgiving. Slightly hungover from turkey. A little bit of whiskey. But I'm here. Show that love. 2 more ships. If you could donate 2 more ships on the on Pill, that'd be great. Rumble, how are you doing? Never show any love, but I hope you do today. Go ahead and grab that, the 15%, the 20% on the merch. Get that merch. And let's listen to My Digital Money. Retirement is getting harder to reach. Inflation and currency devaluation eat away at savings every single year. That's why smart investors are turning to Bitcoin, not as a gamble, but as a global hedge backed by major funds, banks, and even governments quietly stacking digital assets. After hitting an all-time high of $124,000 in October, Bitcoin has pulled back sharply. But in every previous cycle, major pullbacks like this, and even bigger ones, happen right before new all-time highs. Many analysts now believe the next major run could come sometime in late 2025 to early 2026, making this correction a potential buying opportunity. At My Digital Money, we make it simple to invest in crypto with helpful US-based support. Store your crypto offline in cold storage, untouchable, off exchange, and it's fully yours. Open a crypto IRA and roll over to a 401k or IRA to invest with tax advantages. Don't let inflation steal your future. Take control of your digital wealth today at mydigitalmoney.com. Mydigitalmoney.com. Invest smart, store safe, retire ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and do it. Thomas, I bless thee. Thank you, Mr. Swag, sir. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Take control of your money. Yeah, definitely go to TRUreportingcrypto.com. Get a discount. I'm giving you guys discounts all day long. It's Black Friday, folks. And this isn't just for Black Friday, but hit them up. Just say, you don't even have to sign up if you don't need to, but just say True Reporting sent you. Listen to what they have to say. Oh, yeah, you're going to sit around with your fiat money? My money's going to grow in a checking account. Shut up. Oh, 401k. Stop it. 401k. Put it in an IRA. Put it into Bitcoin. Put it into a RA, whatever those things are called. Put it all into that. Risk it. Do it now. What else do we have? What are the Dems saying about all of this? Let's listen to this black guy.
Will somebody tell the Democrat Party to shut their damn mouth? All they do is talk about Trump, 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 Trump all day. Trump in the morning, Trump in the noonday, Trump at evening, Trump at night.
Yes.
God damn, y'all
Praise.
obsessed with Trump. The reason why the Democrat Party talk about Trump so much, because they ain't got nothing to talk to the American people about. They don't have no plan. They don't have nothing that they going to do for the American people to get the American people back on board. All they going to do is just talk about Trump, what Trump ain't doing, what Trump is doing wrong. What the hell y'all was doing that y'all let him get in office? See, if y'all would have been doing y'all job, then there would be no Donald Trump. But since y'all wasn't doing y'all job, now we got Trump. And I'm hoping Trump continue to wail on y'all ass. Arrest everybody, Trump, that tried to put charges on you. Lock their ass up, Trump. You ain't wrong.
Look at my African American over here. Look at him. Look at my African American over here. Look at him.
I love it. Black community is waking up. They're waking up. We need more of them too. This is pretty crazy. We have to talk about this. This came out today. Breaking the seditionist six, which we've talked about. Members of the Slukin predicted an incident with the National Guard D.C. 1 month ago. Whoa. This is sick and looking more and more like another deep state color revolution against the American people. The deep state went on full attack during President Trump's first term and manufactured a color revolution in this country to remove President Trump from office. Facts. The media, big tech, you know what, BLM riots, and more culminated in this, you know what, election. It was planned and produced by the deep state. It was evil, corrupt, and an attack on the American people again. There are indications that this is happening again. Seditionist Alyssa Slotkin spoke at the Brookings Institute a month ago, predicting an incident involving the National Guard. She estimated that it would take place in around 2 weeks from when she spoke. What? Seditionist Maggie Goodlander's husband, Jake Sullivan, is closely associated with Brookings. He is the protege of former Brookings president and the Clintons' Buddy Strobe Talbot. Jake Sullivan was Hillary's closest aide and Biden's NatSec advisor, who also worked with Obama. Is this bitch for real?
As a CIA officer, the idea that intelligence officers could be asked to target Americans turns my stomach, and it would shift us into a modern-day surveillance state. Turning the federal government against Trump's enemies goes hand in hand with his use of force in American cities, both federal law enforcement and the military.
Okay, this is a huge fear of mine, and I think it should be a huge fear of yours, that we're being 100% insulated day by day, whether we know it or not. I don't know what's going to be unleashed on us, but when it comes to surveillance, has that started to alleviate itself? No. It's only thickening. It's around us like a spider web, ready to go, tightening its grip, its foundation around us. And what did she just say? We can hear it again.
Intelligence officers could be asked to target Americans turns my stomach.
Does it?
And it would shift us into a modern-day surveillance state. Turning the federal government against Trump's enemies goes hand in hand with his use of force in American cities, both federal law enforcement and the military. As of today, the president has attempted to deploy more than 7,000 National Guard members across 5 cities, including right here in Washington. In August, the administration ordered the creation of 2 new National Guard units, a standing quick reaction force that can deploy anywhere in the country, and then separately, National Guard units in all 50 states focused on quelling so-called civil disturbances. At this point, Trump has been very clear about his intent. At Quantico, speaking as...
It's President Trump. And you're right, dang, she looks like the dictionary Karen definition, yep.
As commander-in-chief, he instructed his military brass to use cities as, quote, training grounds. And many times, he's floated the idea of invoking the Insurrection Act so that military units can raid, detain, and arrest Americans. The president has already deployed ICE and other federal law enforcement to these same cities across America. In some cases, these federal officers are playing fast and loose with their tactics, which sooner or later could lead to a deadly escalation. The videos out of...
And there's the call. There it is. Bring in the lefty. You know what that means? Anybody watch baseball? Bring him in. He's getting tired. Bring in the reliever. Bring him in. Allah Akbar. Bang, 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 bang. That's what you hear. Bang! That's what you hear. 20-year-old dead, 24-year-old dead. That's what you hear. It's going to lead to escalation. How did she know that? Wasn't even a civilian. He may have been at the time. One more time.
Which sooner or later could lead to a deadly escalation.
Bang!
The videos out of Chicago are shocking. Federal agents pulling their weapons on highways, firing tear gas into neighborhoods right before a Halloween parade, injuring and even killing civilians. Many are masked, not wearing uniforms, and driving unmarked cars. For those of us who served abroad, it feels like another country.
Yes, because you created another country. You allowed illegal immigration into this country, 40 million, and we're supposed to be like, oh, it's the same country. Shut up. Oh, and you want ICE to drive around in marked vehicles while they throw bricks and fireworks and Molotov cocktails at these vehicles? They should be unmarked. Are you insane? Just making my point.
Chicago are shocking. Federal agents pulling their weapons on highways, firing tear gas into neighborhoods right before a Halloween parade, injuring and even killing civilians. Many are masked, not wearing uniforms, and driving unmarked cars. For those of us who served abroad, it feels like another country. And it's only a matter of time before things get worse. By my estimation, we're about 2 weeks away from a bloody incident that spirals out of control. And this is just the kind of incident that Trump wants to justify more force coming in.
Goddamn rich cunt!
Foreshadowing? Anyone? Casey, exactly, Thomas. I know. It only takes someone with a little bit of intelligence to understand what in God's name is going on. Can we be honest? She needs to be arrested. Speaking like that in a position of authority should be illegal, BK. Yeah, I agree. Susan O.B., something has got to give. It is past time. I understand that as well. Unbelievable. Have you guys hit the like button over there on YouTube? 2 more ships. Can we get 2 more ships impilled? 2 more ships. Let's go. Oh my God. Zelensky's going down. Does anybody even give a shit about Zelensky at this point? Menthol, I got it the first time. It was a good bit. It's becoming hack. Don't be a hack. Let's take a listen to this.
Which are preparing for more high-stakes talks on the war in Ukraine. An anti-corruption scandal has broken wide open involving a close aide to Ukraine's President Zelensky. Our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, has the latest from eastern Ukraine. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Rebecca. That's right.
It's very interesting, and I've said this multiple times. Curious Cat, thank you for the cookie. I appreciate that. Menthol, just donate a cookie over there. And you can hit the Cash App, too. Hit it over here. I understand this guy's standing in front, in the foreground of pure decimation. But how much have we seen from Ukraine? I talked about it on Wednesday. Go back and watch that episode. Go back and watch it. About how we've seen literally nothing from them. No soldier interviews. Nothing. I've seen a lot from Israel and Palestine. Those are horrific videos on X. But I've never seen barely anything from, nothing more than propaganda from Ukraine-Russian war. Very interesting. Let's go.
Anti-corruption investigators raiding the home and offices of Andriy Yermak. He's the head of President Zelensky's office. He's also a hugely powerful, influential and divisive figure in Ukraine. He is, in effect, Zelensky's right-hand man, and he's leading negotiations with the US in these peace talks. Ukraine has been consumed, as you say, by this massive corruption scandal in the energy sector that's implicated a former close business partner of Zelensky and seen the resignation of 2 government ministers. And honestly, the timing couldn't be worse, because you have senior US officials heading to Moscow and to Kyiv in the next few days as part of this push by President Trump to get a deal to end the war. In an interview published Thursday, Yermak actually ruled out conceding any Ukrainian territory in talks, and in a hardline speech, Vladimir Putin overnight ruling out a ceasefire unless Ukrainian forces withdraw, and saying it's pointless signing anything with Zelensky because he lacks legitimacy. And of course, all of this leaves the chances of a rapid end to this war looking remote.
Yeah. That's what they want you to think. Oh, Russia's like, oh, he's not even legitimate. What do you think about that? Well, I know he played the penis. He played his penis on the piano. So that makes him somewhat legitimate, right, folks? Folks, come on. It's a joke. Leo Sator 2, thank you for the cookie. God bless you. Yeah. Oh, man. This is got to get out of here. Take a look at this. Same thing. Ukraine's Anti-Corruption Bureau raids the home of Andriy Yermak, head of the office and the president of the Ukraine, and second most powerful man in Zelensky regime. The second most powerful man. So that would be like a Nancy Pelosi vice presidency, that sort of thing. In the middle of the war operations, the political situation in Ukraine is already fraught with conflict between the anti-corruption agencies and the Kyiv regime led by Vladimir Zelensky. But today, the corruption scandal takes on a much bigger scale as the National Anti-Corruption Bureau launches raids at the home of the offices of these 2 gentlemen. The head of office of the president of Ukraine. Where did all that money go? Where did $300+ billion go? What's going on? Nabu and Sapo are conducting searches at the office of Andriy Yermak, head of the president's office in the government quarter of the morning of November 28th, this morning. Take a listen.
A line of breaking news to bring you, coming to us from out of Ukraine. Now, you will know that there has been a corrupt... And
I like this coupling. This is a 62-year-old woman, white, with a 22-year-old mixed black man. I like that. Sky News, you're doing a great job.
Breaking news to bring you, coming to us from out of Ukraine. Now, you will know that there has been a corruption scandal engulfing that man's administration, President Volodymyr Zelensky. In the last few minutes, officials have reported that the anti-corruption authorities, that is NABU, have carried out searches of President Zelensky's offices. That's according to officials there.
Well, yes, and as we're saying, Ukraine has been caught up in this damaging corruption scandal. Anti-corruption agencies have been talking about how they believe that some of President Zelensky's close associates could be...
He's literally on a red carpet.
...involved in some kind of plot. The thought is that perhaps money has been skimmed off Ukraine's energy sector. And this scandal erupting, of course, while Ukrainians are...
Money skimmed off Ukraine's energy crises. Where did that money go? Where did any of that... Did it go to weapons? I know we sent weapons over there. Where did the rest of the money go? I know we have biolabs over there. Where did that money go? Where's all this money coming from? Guess what? It's you and it's everyone in Pilled, in YouTube, and Rumble. It's your tax-paying dollars. Guess what? You're funding it. Oh, and you knew it. And guess what? We all do it, and we don't stop it because we're complicit. Yeah, I did see that. Mark Cassidy. Thomas, in a recent video, he had that cocaine flying out of his nose while addressing the corruption with his chief of staff. Yeah, this guy's, they're all shot out, bro. And I know it. I know it.
Suffering blackouts caused by Russian bombing. So that investigation is underway. So this latest development is that officials are now saying that those anti-corruption authorities are conducting searches of President Zelensky's chief of staff.
Yeah, it centres around that energy company, Energy-Atom, and the main focus of this is one of President Zelensky's key allies, a man called Timur Mindich, who is accused of being involved in this scandal. He has fled Ukraine. He fled a couple of weeks ago. The authorities there want to speak to him, of course. But as we see from this latest line of reporting, these searches now right at the heart of the Kyiv administration in Zelensky's office. This has now come very, very close to the president. We'll get more details, of course, on this throughout the day here on.
Long story short, they're screwed. They're going to get to the bottom of all of this for sure. Yeah, several MPs have called for Zelensky's chief of staff to be sacked amid a massive $100 million energy corruption scandal. I mean, that's just a tenth of what went over there. The group of officials are said to have collected 10 to 15% of value of the contract given, amounting $75 million of European money that was unlawfully given to the tiny group. Money that was given to use to help defend Ukraine from Russian attacks. They're literally using 65, 70-year-old men. Absolutely disgusting. So the right-hand man of Zelensky and Zelensky are under a lot of pressure, folks. A lot of pressure. And I will give you this, just to stay on a high note. Fuck Ukraine and all that shit. Gross. Let's go to this. A reminder to never give up. Although America appears to be at a crossroads, our personal endurance cannot be passive. It is daily, and it must remain a deliberate choice to stand when others bow, to speak when others remain silent, to build when others wish to destroy. Keep in mind that Noah had no crowd behind him when he built the ark. The restoration and the future of America will only come by with and through those who hold to a steadfast conviction of what is good in America. That is the essence of an American spirit and the American patriot on this special day of Thanksgiving. God bless America. And that was yesterday from General Michael Flynn. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I will be back Tuesday through Friday. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great weekend. Set up those Christmas decorations. Hang out with your fam. Do whatever you're going to do. Eat those leftovers, whatever it may be. We love you very much. I'll be doing a lot of work to YouTube tomorrow with a friend of mine. Just understand that. I'm going to go ahead and release the gold pills. We had one ship, and I thank you very much. The leaderboard is Casey with 1.6 thousand, Lucy Rosepetal with 200, and Curious Cat with 100. Thank you guys very much for helping out. Everybody on YouTube, you know what to do. You see the Cash App right there. You see where I'm pointing? Just screenshot it and click it. Download the Cash App and send some money this way. Show that love. I don't care if it's $1. I don't care. Just show your appreciation. I'm part of many a Patreon that I show love and support to. So please do the same thing for this channel. We're back, baby. And I thank you all very, very much. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves and enjoy your loved ones and your family. Take care. Peace.